What's up, people? Welcome back to another explanation video. This time I'm going to talk about hazard slash down. That's all you need to know in this game, and that's all you really need to beat literally everything in the game. So yeah, I did a hazard build somewhat of explanation like a year and a half ago. So that was a long time ago. That's in fact that's like my first explanation video. So yeah, now a year and a half later, it's different. I learned much more since then, compared to in the beginning, since the beginning of the game. So yeah, a lot of things makes much more sense than used to be. But yeah, I'm gonna make a full explanation about it, and then yeah. So with that being said, let's do this, shall we? Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is that the White Mist armor, the old school. That's the very beginning, since like the hazard build started. This armor is still very good. Like, don't worry about it. Like, if you don't know where to get it, I think at some point, not some point soon, I will make a I will make videos for these items. They're like the important incarnations, armors, and stuff that drops locations. Because mainly I want to just do it so I can put it into the drop playlist. So that way, people, if want to look up for a specific item, armor or something, I can just tell them just go there, check it out. Because in the past, I always make it where like I will talk about these armors, I will show it on the like somewhere on the map, and I'll tell you guys this is where you'll pick it up. But I think why not just make a video on just to show you guys the drops, location, and yeah, that'll be a lot easier. I just want to do it for like a better ways, for a collection or whatever. That way is all in the drop playlist, because I need to add more drops in there either way. So yeah, with that being said, now the White Mist armor is the one of the very first armor that you can pick up in early game just for the hazard, simply because it has the passive, the Unfreezing Spirit. So it says on there, on crit, hazard gauge plus 50%. That's quite a bit. But the thing is, plus 50% isn't a lot if you don't have the incarnation. What makes hazard build powerful is the incarnation itself. So yeah, the Violet Flash incarnation, hazard gauge plus 3 on crit, hazard gauge plus 50. This thing will pretty much hazarding the boss really fast, or any enemies. I mean, even though the Divine Beast takes a long time to hazard, but you can still hazard pretty fast. Depends on the amount of crits you get, how fast, or how many hits, etc. So, with that being said, the White Mist armor is usually one of the best hazard armor in the very beginning. So if you guys want to start a hazard build early, and definitely pick it up if it's possible. Like I say, I will show the drop location for people that doesn't know. For most people that know, it's just basically don't really need to watch it if you don't need to. Like I said, this is most likely for a updated hazard build video for people that still trying to learn the game and etc. Because a lot of the time when I say, a lot of people ask like, how do I get better in this game and what do I want to learn? I'll just tell you all, learn the hazard build first. Hazard build is the most fundamental, one of the most fundamental, mechanics in this game. Like, it will help you pretty much. You can kill everything with hazard build, like I said. So if you understand how this works, you're pretty much good to go for later game without worrying too much Okay, so there's another version of to set it up for the hazard build. The first version with the White Mist armor, you won't be able to get too much accuracies for it because the White Mist armor has no accuracy built in. So you will be missing accuracy quite a bit. You'll find that like at some point you will need to get something else. Now, if you have a high dex / accuracy clothes or armor or whatever, like I said, the hazard build has no like specific way to make it. Like there is no the right way. It's just whatever. This is the new version. The hazard build 1.0 version was the hazard with the White Mist armor. The 2.0 is any armor with high accuracy. So anything you can find with super high dex, super high accuracy, use it. And then just place the incarnation in it. So it will be really good. Here's the thing, if you want to use the incarnation without the passive, you can still hazard the enemies relatively quick. Now if you want to hazard the enemy even faster, then the unfreezing spirit will help a lot more, much faster. Sometimes the enemy gets hazard instantly, so yeah, always, the faster the better, honestly. Like especially for divine beasts or the new, if you don't want to use mind break for the new ancient apostles, then you probably want to use the unfreezing spirit. There is another, like, I think a combat skill gives you, let me just pull that up real quick. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, Venomous Curse. Venomous Curse, it will give you like hazard gauge plus 50%. So like I said, this is really good if you don't want to use the incarnation. Place that on an enemy, then you'll hazard pretty fast. You can even use the incarnation plus that, so it's gonna get even more faster. Other than that, yeah, the new version requires the Ring of Tranquility. The XD Ring of Tranquility, you can get that from since Supreme introduced. You can get it from random drops in Supremes, any raids. You can, I think you might be get it like the 300 plus, not the 250. But if you want the passive, you have to get the or the all 60 stats. You have to get the Ancient Apostle bosses to like 300 plus to get that skill. So with that being said, when you get this ring, you will basically run it with anything you have for the high accuracy with the incarnation. So that's pretty much it. It's the same as the White Mist armor, except White Mist, you don't get the accuracy. It has Unfreezing Spirit built in. So with that being said, this is still the same thing as White Mist, except this has more accuracy. So yeah, that's all you really need to know, is that those are really the two version setups. I mean, even though there's multiple ways you can set up for the hazard, just use whatever you want, whatever high accuracy you need to make it work. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is just crits. Obviously you need crits to make hazard build works faster. The more crits you're hitting, the faster the enemy hazard, because the incarnation requires crits. So obviously Reaper's Wrath, use a couple Reaper's Wrath or a couple Tiger Resolves and you'll be fine. Don't worry about that. Enemies will be hazard relatively super fast. So that's it. That's all it is hazard build. Is that all you need is crit, the incarnation, the passive. That's it. That's what hazard build is, to make the enemy hazard really fast. The next thing I want to talk about is the down incarnation. This is a must have in the game. especially the damage. 80% down is huge in this game. So the maximum is 100%. This is why you'll see me use the Incarnation plus the Burning Blade plus. That will get you at 100. Now the Rakshasa Incarnation is pretty much the best complement with Hazard build or one down build. But I don't really need to talk about one down build since I already done that a while ago. So this video will be just focused on Hazard and down. So you pretty much just hazard the enemy and down them and do damage. This is what they basically the DPS way for the game is just hazard down. That's it. Okay, so I'm at the spider. First, I'm just gonna buff myself real quick. Get some speed, get some grit. As usual, so use Reaper's Wrap, use Tiger's Out. I mean, this is gonna be overkill. So what you need to do is literally just like that. The enemy, especially when enemy has multiple parts, it's really fast. All you gotta do is use the sword skill that you have Incarnation, Hazard Incarnation, like in the sword skill. As you can see, the enemy usually hazards super fast. And then at this point, just press down, like, or you can use a sword skill, whatever, to down it. So like I say, you can just do this in the very beginning of the game. So like I say, there's a hazard bar in the middle. You will be able to see how much it builds up. Well, since in this case it can't really build up because it hazard too fast. So yeah. It's like I say, you would just spam the sword skill with a hazard and hazard the enemy in this game. And that's it. That's really it. Like you would just do that for every single enemies if you want. If you don't want to use Mind Break. So there's the hazard build, as you can see. Once you down the enemy, just use the sword skill with the down. That's it. That's pretty much the gesture for this game. It's like the most fundamental build in this game. It works for practically everything. You can beat everything with it. The only difference is that you just have to adjust the accuracy. Sometimes you can't hit the enemy like without like enough accuracy. If you don't have enough accuracy to hazard it, then trying to look for that new way of building the 2.0 version rather than the 1.0. The 1.0 gets you pretty far, but you need to upgrade them. Like I say, I'm using the 1.0 until like level 200. After that, trying to get the 2.0 version with the high like accuracy, and then the well, you won't be able to get the Ring of Tranquility until 300. So it works until then. At some point 300, you want definitely want to get the XD Ring of Tranquility for that purpose. If you want to go anything above 400 and 500 or more. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this explanation video. Yeah, it's really simple. You don't need to. Spears don't matter. You can use any weapons. So any buffs. Just make sure you have crits. That's it. Like the hazard build is really the easiest, like the most fundamental build, and start with literally the building blocks of everything. So make sure for people that don't know what hazard build is, this is what hazard build is. Just make sure like you play around it with it, and then you can see how fast the enemies get destroyed in this game. So in order to understand the one down kill buffs, that's above hazard build. So you want to start with hazard build as always, because you don't always need one down build. Hazard build alone is enough to kill everything in the game. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time.